what he did.
He tried to come in, probably behind you.
Hi, I'm Harry Campbell and I'm a musician. I play music with my brother Tony Campbell in a band called Die Campbells. We are a famous duo here in South Africa, specializing in Afrikaans and country music.
Homegrown alligator, see you later. Gonna hit the road, gonna hit the road. Some change in the atmosphere, architecture unfamiliar. I could get used to this.
So what is this documentary about? It's about the journey of Shotgun. Now Shotgun is a VW Vanagon T3 Syncro bus. That's why we bought it and we cut it up into pieces and built a cool Syncro beach buggy.
I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like the someone. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun.
So people ask me often, have I done this before? And the answer is yes. I bought myself a 1975 bay window bus, I cut it up, I did the similar beach buggy thing, but I had shortfalls such as no power steering, no 4x4 capability, and also it ran on carburetors. And the next obvious move was a VW Vanagon Syncro. So the journey began with us searching on Facebook for a Syncro bus. We found one and we had to drive from Hartbeespoort Dam to Tzaneen, which is about a 5-hour track. But the guy warned me, the place is very rural, he doesn't have any tools, and he might have electricity. So we packed our new Caravelle T5 full of tools and equipment to go and rescue the Syncro bus in Tzaneen. When we got there, the bus's interior was terrible, but we didn't care about that. All we wanted was a Syncro. So we hooked the Syncro up. We were traveling down the highway, and after 100 kilometers, I can't understand where this wobble's coming from. So I pulled over and I looked around the van and I noticed that the bus didn't have its front CV axles in, which is this very important thing that holds the front wheel of the bus. So I phoned a couple of Syncro guys and they just said, you know what, the brake caliper will hold the wheel on. So we rode 500 Ks with a Syncro without a stub axle. We knew we were going to damage the bearing, but we were going to overhaul everything anyway. And we rode about 80 Ks an hour and we made it home safely. Thank the Lord. So the following day after arriving from Tzaneen, we pulled the bus into our workshop, and as you can see, the van was in a shocking condition. The seats has holes in it, this roof liner was falling off, the dashboard was loose, there was chickens and rats inside this bus. As you can see outside, all the battle scars, all the dents from the boondoe bashing. And when we started the bus there in the bush, the guys flooded the bus and blew the silencer apart. It was really a crazy experience. As you can see, they even mounted a Toyota 4Y engine in there, made with wooden frames, and I don't know, it was really what we call in South Africa a MacGyver move. So the idea is to use all the solid pillars. That's the A pillar, this is probably the B pillar, C pillar, D pillar, and we're going to try and keep the sills in, and we're going to try and keep the strength of the roof, maintain that. So how did I decide where to cut the bus? Well, I had more or less a plan that I wanted the floor pan, obviously for the Syncro reasons. Then I wanted the cab, and then I wanted the roof for rain reasons. And then the rest of it, I had to make decisions on the fly. So I would cut the van up and then I would wait 2-3 days and ponder a little bit about it. And then I would go further and further and further.
Right, so we're in the strip, it's quite cool. But we've already taken out the windows, the back of the bus, already taken off the side, sliding door, taken out some panels. What we're busy doing is busy cleaning the engine so long, so when we pull it, it's not all dirty and oily. Okay, so we're busy cleaning up the bus. Best way to do that, good old-fashioned soap and water.
Okay, so after cleaning, the next obvious move was to bring the bus into the workshop and start stripping. We stripped the doors off, we stripped the glass out, we stripped the dash out, we stripped the wiring out, we dropped the motor, the gearbox, the radiators. All of those things had to be stripped off of the bus, put into storage so that we could start cutting the van.
No more mousy mouse.
So the time has come to cut the van. And the most important thing to do is to level the bus. So, you need to get yourself 3-legged trestles. Get the van as low as possible to the ground so that when you're cutting the roof, the van is not too high. So, you level it out simply with a spirit level. You take the wheels off so that there's no springs involved or no suspension parts involved, that when you get in the van it can move up or down or get out of square. You need to be level so things can be square. This is very important. And the second most important thing to do before you cut is to brace the bus. You need to put square tube bracing inside the van.
So this brace, the idea of this brace will keep this whole rear end of this bus square, because we're going to cut that whole rear section off.
Right, so it's time to cut the bus, and that was great fun. I knew that I didn't want the rear end of the bus at all, because if you look at a standard beach buggy, the engine is open, you can see the exhaust, and plus I wanted a platform to put my cooler boxes on. I wanted a ladder to get up onto the roof, so I cut the whole rear end of the bus, threw it away. Then, because there was a big opening by the sliding doors, I knew I had to cut there by the roof line and continue with that line all the way through to the rear end and remove that panel.
We can actually do
So after a hard day's work and having fun with an angle grinder, you can see we have no more doors, we have less body panels, we definitely don't have any more rats in that bus, and you can see I've shortened the roof a little bit and I've cut open the whole rear end and I've maintained the chassis at the rear of the bus. Hi guys, if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up, or hit the notification bell and follow us on Shotgun's journey.